And welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you have stretched all of your appendages and gotten some snacks for the rest of the martial arts tournament. Now, for the sake of this tournament, and I guess I could show a graphic, right? Boom. For the sake of this tournament, some of these matches have been predetermined. We've done some previous rolling, but on this, I rolled ahead of time, just so we wouldn't sit here and roll the whole bracket. However, any of the matches involving Valken are not predetermined. So your fate is still your own, Valken. I'm not taking that away from you. With that being said, anything that Bryn or Vin want to do while this is going on, anyone they want to talk to, anything they could conceive of doing, all you have to do is let me know. We will be good to go.
I think, yeah, we're gonna start moseying on over towards the douche school, just in case we need to like interrupt some spell casting, punch some dudes, you know, like just annoy them in general would be my main plan, I think.
Define annoy them.
Like we're gonna stand like right in their midst and be like, "Go Valken, you can do it, woo!" and all that kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay, you're just gonna be annoying and annoying.
Well, like, I'm gonna be annoying and distract them while that way Vin can maybe like scope out what they're saying. Like maybe they're talking shit about me and she can hear it.
Yeah, and in that case, I'll disguise myself as just like a regular person going, watching. I don't know.
I'm gonna pick up a bunch of snacks. I want to be like that guy at the ball game that has like the nachos and the popcorn and the hot dog and 2 big drinks and has probably had too much beer. Like I kind of want to go for that vibe. Like not literally like I'm gonna kind of pretending, but I want to grab a bunch of snacks and things and just kind of be like obnoxious sports fan vibes. And I want to get right over in like the hecklers area.
Okay. Anything you want to do in particular?
No, I'm just trying to annoy them so that I can distract them so that Vin can like maybe have a little bit more luck. And like act like a little bit more stupid, but I'm still like kind of actively perceiving to see like what's going on, you know? And my deception's not great, but I will roll it for you if you want.
Sure.
Okay. I get a roll with advantage, it says, but I don't know why. Room carver. I can do the thing. I'll do the thing.
Okay.
I'll do the thing.
And your goal is to distract the school to pay attention to you and not to Vin being sneaky?
Yeah, I'm just like annoying them.
Okay.
It's the cloud rune? No. I don't know. It says I can do it, but I don't know what it's from, so.
Well, you gotta let me know what it's from. Let's see.
Oh,
Rune
plus 2
Carver.
bonus to all ability checks if I use the frost rune.
It's the
That'd be
cloud
it.
room.
This is frost.
Cloud room. While wearing or carrying an object described with this rune, you have advantage on sleight of hand checks and deception checks.
Oh.
So do you have something inscribed with the cloud rune currently?
I mean, no. Cloud rune?
So you know 2 runes.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay. Then go for it.
Okay. God. 19 minus 1.
18. Okay. So you have succeeded in that the school is thoroughly annoyed with you. They are,
Yes.
you are getting in their line of sight. They don't really care about many of the matches other than the ones that their school is in. But you have positioned yourself. I'm assuming that you want to be on the same side of the arena as they are.
Yeah, like if they're in this row, I'm in the row right in front of them, being taller than them.
Okay. And then Finn, you are, I'm assuming, somewhere near, just trying to learn things.
Yeah, just kind of like listening in to the sensei, like not necessarily next to Bryn by any means, just like close enough to where like I can hear and see if like Bryn is annoying them or if they have anything else to say or like pick up any cheating noises or I don't know.
Gotcha. Okay. So, you're sort of keeping an eye out for that school. The first event, as there are 10 contestants here, and there's how the bracket works, is kind of what you see is Oli from the Halls of Iron against Finn from the Divine Heart School. And surprisingly, the Divine Heart School were the ones that plowed ahead. Oli being a little sore from being a beast the day before and dominating in the strength portion, as he had broken the most blocks, I do believe, may have tired him out as the Divine Heart School was able to best them. Up next is RLL from the Shoya Lake Academy and Racinial from the Silent Hand. And Falcon, make another wisdom roll and adding your proficiency.
Okay. It's only 8 this time.
An 8. You've noticed that something has happened. That technique has happened again against RLL. It's almost like the wind being knocked out of them, immediately reducing their fighting effectiveness, but you just can't place what's happening. But Racinial does move out ahead. In the next match, you've got Janice from the Temple of the Crystal Rose, who's able to best Finn in Divine Heart School. Potentially having to fight multiple times in a row with Janice being fresh. Able to move on. You've got Raya from the Divine Heart School against Cassia from Silent Hand. And to put it bluntly, Cassia absolutely wipes the floor with Raya. There is no contest whatsoever. Very, very quick fight. And it seemed as though that there was literally nothing Raya could do to stop her. Judging from what you have seen in this tournament, by far the best fighter that you've seen so far. Next round, you've got Burke from Temple of the Crystal Rose, Racinial from Silent Hand. Again, a technique. Racinial uses it again against Burke, sort of knocking their wind out of them, like knocking the wind out of their sails, that effect, and is able to best them.
Well, Valken's really focusing on this.
Mm-hmm.
We have like one more shot to try and figure it out before his own fight.
Sure. Roll that again.
Okay. That's better. 24.
24. As you're sort of studying, this school has a technique and a way of fighting that you've not seen before. It's very foreign to you, but one thing that you were noticing is you were seeing that in that movement, it's almost like they're pulling something out of the student who's fighting, immediately reducing their combat effectiveness. And then it hits you. They're pulling the very key from their body in the fight.
But I'm not familiar with a specific martial arts technique that could do that, or
It's unheard of. Being able to pluck the key from someone which is essentially, as you were taught, sort of makes up like your very being. So it makes you who you are.
Oh,
Falcon.
that's neat.
And you enter this ring, and one thing you've noticed is that it's not the same ring as the hand-to-hand combat, as I hadn't described this before. You're taken around the corner further into the guild's level, and it's seemingly sort of another square, this time situated over, of course, a slow flowing river of lava. There are barricades in place to keep people from falling off from sort of the rubble that had left open areas. But the way this is situated is there's sort of a large sort of obelisk decorative in the middle, and then a large square, and then any of those areas that are contained within the boundaries are fair game. Some people are trying to make use of the space with with their speed, while others, less experienced, are just standing and fighting and duking it out, essentially. But there's a lot of area to sort of move around and run in some places. And then this arena is sort of flanked by these two large sort of reliefs of ancient dwarven heroes or gods even that you're not familiar with. So, your fight against Folus. And what we're going to do is we're going to do sort of a skill challenge here. You are going to tell me what you would like to roll. Same rules apply as usual, is that once you roll something, you cannot roll it again. If you can use any of your skills, if you have a specific fighting technique that you would like to use, you could substitute that as well. And also, if you would like to roll advantage on any of these rolls, you can. However, you must spend a key point to do so. Judging by how these fights are going, there's not a whole lot of time to rest in between. So you will be healed in between. They have these artificers on hand, finding potions and things to heal, but you're not going to have the time to recover key points in between fights. So it's a risk reward. Do you save your key points for later on, or do you spend them now to ensure your victory?
Okay.
Makes sense?
Makes sense to me.
So as you enter this arena, and there's a large crowd on both sides, sort of in a line, watching, Folus sort of strolls into the ring with his long sword, so the technique that he has done since he was younger. Sees you across the way. Well, ready to be embarrassed, Valken?
Hey, I'm just here to have a good time, Folus. But if you feel the need to embarrass me, come on.
Let's make this quick. And he runs at you. So, what would you like to do? You can choose any combination. You can let me know a thing you want to do, if it's related to a skill or an ability, and we'll roll for it.
Well, I don't know how this works out on the dice, but given my school, or my, what do they call it? Monastic tradition of drunken master is utilizing, at least in part, the momentum of my enemy against them by being sort of hard to guess, being able to sort of dodge and evade and move quickly and deflect people's blows away. I'm gonna let him come at me as fast as he wants to, and I plan on whatever attack he throws out, I plan on trying to redirect it in a way that would give me an opening on him. Just kind of using the slipperiness that is a part of my entire technique. So I don't know if that's...
So what I'll do here is I will essentially have you roll in acrobatics, but it's not going to count for acrobatics. It's going to count for your drunken technique, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you can use your drunken technique for this and not necessarily acrobatics. So roll your d20. If you spend a key point, you can roll with advantage.
That'll be acrobatics. That's 13.
13 is not a success. So it is a failure. So as you sort of move out of the way, you've both trained together since you were very young. He's very aware of your style in this sense. And he's noticing that you're letting him come right to you. So he comes, and as you sort of dodge out of the way, he slows, making your dodge early, and then strikes you.
Okay. Just to be clear, what is the goal? Like, how many successes? How many failures? Or like a win or a loss?
You need to get 5 successes.
5. Okay.
Or 3 for the first round. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. What next? What do you do?
So as he lands a hit on me, I just kind of smile and shrug it off, and then immediately go to use, we'll say athletics to kind of almost using my athletics to kind of use him as a vault, kind of like rolling over him as after he finishes strike, kind of rolling with the strike, and then using his body as like a vault to get behind him. And I want to get behind him and try to strike him from the back.
Okay.
So,
roll the athletics check.
Okay, and I will use a key point on this for advantage.
All right. Make sure you keep track.
Okay. Oh yeah. All right. That is my acrobatic or my athletics.
That's fine.
14. Only 14.
That is a success. You were able to accomplish that. Next. 2 more.
After landing that hit, I will immediately I don't know how this
What you like to do, and we can figure it out.
I would like to. I don't know how this works out. Like, I was gonna think of like doing a stunning strike, but since this is like a skills,
Yeah, you would just
I know I didn't.
So if you want to do
say it,
something
but-
like that, I will basically let you just use your attack at this point to roll it, and then we'll
Okay.
go from there. So you just roll a normal attack for this case,
All right.
and just +9.
That's a 20.
That's a success. So you're able to strike him as you were darting around the arena and stun him, quite both literally and figuratively. One more success is all you need.
And I think to kind of wrap things up here, the first thing I rolled for, you said I rolled for acrobatics, but it didn't count towards.
Correct. You rolled for your drunken technique, so you could do
Okay.
acrobatics if you'd like.
Oh yeah, I think I would like to round things off by shooting for acrobatics, and after those quick strikes, I just kind of utilize my finesse and do some really eye-catching sort of blade twirls as I'm advancing on them to line up a solid, hopefully, final strike.
Go for it.
Not bad. 18.
Success. So as you sort of dazzle him with twirling blades and sort of confuse which way the attack's coming from, you're able to, at the last moment before you're upon him, hit from the side, sort of in a blind spot as he was looking in one direction, knock him out. Follows is done and is laid out in the middle of the arena, and the crowd cheers from the display that Balkan has done. To the crowd, one of the definitely more skilled displays.
I just kind of, as it's over, just kind of wave to each of the crowds on the side, and then I don't know. You said is he like fully knocked out?
Oh yeah,
Or is he kind of getting up?
You knocked him out.
Okay, I'm going to like pick him up and like put his kind of put him over my shoulders, not like fireman carry, but just kind of.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to kind of like get him to wake up and walk him towards his team.
Yep. As you're walking him out, you see a team of like medics, like artificers and people with remedies that's like trying to get him back up and wake him up.
Yeah. And I just kind of, as I hand him off, look towards that school's leader. I don't know who it is, but I'm sure I could spot them.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of give them a nod.
The Hall of Iron.
Yeah.
Sensei? That'd be Sensei Gammon, who's a burly dwarven man who runs the school. Looks to be about as wide as he is tall.
It's kind of a respectful nod after like returning Follis to the.
All right. Vin, you are currently making your way, or you found your way over to the side, sort of trying to intercept anything that the Silent Hand is saying, right? What sort of information are you looking for in this case?
Like anything about their technique or posture or like something magical related, or like we know that they're doing something weird, we just don't know what they're doing. So just like any conversation that alludes to like weird hints or behaviors.
So you are fully disguised as someone who is not Vin, and you're in the middle of the crowd, so no need to roll to see if you overhear these things. I think your passive perception for this case will just pick it up since you're close enough to them and sort of hiding in plain sight. You hear Anelian speaking both to Cassia and Raciniel, who are the two that are left in the tournament for the weapons. And you hear her sort of under her breath saying to them, and then the crowd's loud, so it's like a whisper, and she says, "You know what you have to do. Kill him, and the sword is ours again. I expect you not to fail." And they both acknowledge their sensei and then begin preparing for their coming matches.
I use message, the cantrip, and I speak to Valken, and I say essentially the same thing. Like, Anelian spoke to the last two students who are yet to participate in the tournament, and they said to kill you, so the sword is theirs.
Valken, this is the first time Vin has talked in your brain. This is becoming more and more a thing as you're going on your adventures.
Yeah.
You can respond.
Yeah, you can respond. And no one will hear you. It's like a secret message.
You just hear him mocking me like, Ben? How? What? Can you start over and say that again for me, please?
I repeat the names of the students because I was trying to write them down, but didn't get it before you were on to the next important part. So I just repeat the name of the students' names and say that they are going to try and kill you for the sword.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just like, okay, thanks, but you can't read my thoughts, right?
I respond back and I'm like, what part of urgency do you not understand? They're trying to kill you for the sword.
Noted. Hey, can I have my headspace back?
And I don't say anything back to him, so maybe he thinks I'm still like listening, you know, and I just like go about my day.
Just go about your day casually. Okay.
You see, like,
But I also message the same thing to Bryn.
Mhm.
now Valken's going into a match knowing somebody's going to try to kill him, but also not knowing if somebody's trying to read his thoughts at the same time.
Mhm.
Gonna be great.
Okay. Anything else you would like to do, or the tournament will continue?
I'm ready.
All right. Up next, and once again, it's Janice puts up an admirable fight. But this is more like a David versus Goliath, how it should have been. There's no magic slaying here, for Janice. There's no easy way out. Kasha is just better in every way. Faster, stronger, better technique, more battle seasoned, I guess you could say. Kasha handily does away with Janice. Not quite effortless like it was before against Raya, but not a whole lot of effort put into it. Falcon, you are coming up against Racinial. Racinial is a tiefling man with sort of red skin, with sort of a chin of facial hair, and wearing the same hood and sort of gi, but you see horns protruding outside of it.
This was one of the ones.
They are
I
from the
assume
Silent
they're all
Hand.
gonna try to kill me at this point. Right.
So Vin had told you the names were Racinial and Casio are going to kill you for your sword.
Okay. So as we're getting ready to square off and knowing what Vin said, Valken's just gonna be like, hey, I'm ready to have a good fight. It's been a beautiful day for a fighting tournament, and I think after this, I'll be satisfied enough. I might even retire from fighting. I've got a long life ahead of me planned, and I feel like I'm gonna have a real long, fruitful life, and it's gonna be great. Wouldn't that be great?
Racinial doesn't even respond to you and just gets into his stance with his one-handed sword over his head and his other hand outstretched in front of him. He just waits for you.
I'll take that as you agree with me. Your silence is agreement. And I guess we'll start.
Once again, same thing with a skill challenge. You can reuse things you like. It starts over this round, right? You can use athletics again. You can use acrobatics again. So same thing. The DCs are going to be a little tougher, especially with this opponent versus Follis. So you'll want to take care in this situation. But whenever you're ready, you let me know what you'd like to do, and we'll go from there.
We'll start off with let's go something weird.
Okay, let's get weird.
I want to start off and do something with sleight of hand, I think.
Okay, what would you like to do?
So, as we're approaching each other towards the middle, I'm going to do do the same sort of flashy moves I was doing against Follis with the sword, but my intention is to have that be kind of draws focus to that while I'm preparing like a really fast sort of gut strike. So kind of like a real thing. Hopefully, not something he notices as I'm going in for him. I could just I don't know if that counts for sleight of hand, but just to draw his attention away to strike from a different angle.
Yeah, I'll allow it. Normally, like sleight of hand is when you're trying to like plant something on someone or like conceal an object. But what I'll say for this is you are specifically using this technique in your let's say right hand with your sword to conceal the action of your gut punch that's coming up right behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead and make that roll. You can spend a key point for advantage if you'd like, or you can just roll straight.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do a key point.
All right. Make them count.
Right, here we go. Okay. That will be with sleight of hand. That's 20 total.
That is a success. Your trickery catches Rosiniel off guard, and the gut punch lands and takes the wind out of him, essentially. What next?
Kind of realizing that they're a much more disciplined school and more talented than some of the other opponents. Falcon's definitely going to respect that, and seeing what they like to do when striking somebody, I'm going to utilize my where is it? Why is it blanking from my mind? It's a key point thing, but the defense.
Patient defense.
Patient defense, yeah. So knowing after I've successfully strike and this guy's going to, want to retaliate, I'm gonna do my best to prepare for any oncoming strikes because I don't want to have my key stolen from me.
Gotcha. Okay, so what I'll say for this, and we're making this up because this is how we roll. Roll a d20. I'm gonna have you add your dexterity and your proficiency bonus. Stick a +8 for this.
Okay. Hey, come on. That's really good. It's 18 + 8.
As a success, and you see, and you are able to judge this correctly based on the fights that you'd watched from the previous students, is that he reaches out almost like to the sword, like the center of your chest, is able to reach out, and you think that this is it. This is the technique. And with your patient defense, you're able to move out of the way, sort of slap his hand to keep this from happening, and then you immediately counterattack, knocking him back. Roll again.
Right.
What's next?
I will.
And to appease chat, yes, there are plenty of things for you to climb on in this if you'd like to. There's a statue in the middle. There's railings around the side. There are walls.
Got a reputation to uphold.
So I used my patient defense and kind of deflected him. We'll say how do I want to play this? Well, I'll go acrobatics on this last one again.
Okay.
And we'll say the direction I deflected him was kind of towards the statue in the middle. So what Valken's going to do is kind of go towards the statue, slightly run up and kick off, and then use the momentum from the kickoff to land like a flying kick downward on the guy.
Go for it. You gonna do a straight roll, or you're gonna add an advantage to it? I will say that with this one, even though the DCs are higher, you're nailing it. So one more success and you're gonna defeat him.
Yeah, let's do a key point on this one.
Okay. As long as you're keeping track.
I'm keeping track. We're safe.
Okay.
It was the same number twice. It's 18 plus 8.
That is a big success. So your jumping kick off of the sort of pillar in the middle, cracks him right across the jaw, spins him around a couple times, and they fall onto the stone floor, and the crowd just goes wild. Probably the most spectacular move that they've seen in sort of this this grand melee. And Arsenio sort of just slams his fist in the stone and picks himself back up and just stares daggers through you.
Bryn's gonna also go wild, and I'm gonna pretend like it's an accident, but I'm gonna like totally like cheer bump into like some of the douche school, just like yes, again, smack.
They sort of go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead. What you were gonna do?
As you try to smack them, they're gonna get out of the way.
That's fine. I'm not gonna go above and beyond.
And you've noticed that they have sort of I'm going to use the word south loosely here, but the southern entrance to the arena, there's a north and a south entrance. They have sort of taken the sides of this entrance, is that if anyone would enter, they're going to be the first ones to enter. And they just sort of sidestep you and are there at the edge of the crowd.
So, kind of knowing what they're after, the guy staring at me, Valken is just gonna basically do like the old when you breathe on something and polish it. He's just gonna like do that a few times with the sword and just kind of, show that he knows exactly what this is all about. The guy in the ring.
He doesn't do anything. He just sort of does the like what a jerk would do, and like just sort of like stares at you and like walks away and like tracks you for a while as they're walking and then goes back. And as they make their way over towards the end of the platform over to the other students, you all see Anelian point or like gesture to one person. And one of the students, they're all hooded up, so you can't really see which one it is unless you really wanted to know. As soon as Arsenio makes his way across past where the arena is, one of the students grabs him and then basically does like a martial arts throw and has them in like an arm bar hold and like holding them on the ground. And you see Anelian sort of bend down and just whisper something to them as they're basically being held with their arm pulled back. Vin, you can pick up that she's sort of whispering to them. You just basically hear her say, "Useless," and then walks away, and the other student lets go of them.
I just take that information, but don't do anything with it.
Yeah, so far, what you're picking up on these vibes, they're a bunch of assholes.
Do that.
Anything you all would like to do before the final round, as Valken has defeated Arsenio? Anything Bryn or Vin would like to do? Oh, go ahead, Valken.
I was just gonna say Valken's just kind of lounging, waiting,
doing Valken things.
Oh.
Do we hear, or do I hear anything from the other student? Like, are they like nervous or saying anything or like mumbling amongst themselves about like not wanting to kill somebody, or I don't know?
No, not any. The only two that know that was going to happen are Arsenio and Cassia. Cassia seems confident.
And are they like practicing a certain style, or is there anything any information I can give Valken?
Roll a perception roll for me.
Actually, yeah. Hold on. I thought I had something about perceptions. Let me look at something.
I don't think that you do, like with a class feature or something.
Yeah, I thought I had something that allowed me to like re-roll something I didn't like.
Oh, you're talking about magical guidance.
Yeah. Yeah. I would like to do that.
So you trigger that if you make an ability check that fails.
Oh, it's an ability check.
Yeah. Which an ability check is what you're doing. So you don't have to use it until you fail.
Okay. I rolled a 5.
You failed.
Yep. I figured.
That's amazing.
I'm using a different die because that dice has rolled a 5 4 times tonight.
So you spend a sorcery point and then you roll again and you use that roll.
12. Wait, am I adding anything?
Perception.
14.
14. She doesn't seem to be like rehearsing or practicing. She's just standing with her arms crossed and just staring through Valken. You're not picking up any techniques or anything different that she might be doing to prepare. She seems very focused. Like she knows what she has to do and she's going to do it. And that's it. That's what you can sort of pick up from like what you see here.
I message Valken again and I'm like, be careful. She's staring daggers into your soul. She's going to kill you. Kasha or Kesha. Maybe it's Kesha.
Asya.
Kastia.
Valken responds. I appreciate the heads up. Also, this is kind of unsettling.
And I don't say anything back so that he thinks maybe I'm still in his brain.
Amazing.
All right. Brandon, anything you'd like to do?
I don't know. Oh wait, you did tell me that they're gonna kill him. I'm just keeping an eye out. Like the second if they make a move on him, I'm gonna act.
They are definitely positioned that if anyone was gonna like storm the arena, they're the first ones in.
Does it look like they suspect that I'm anything more than just like an annoying viewer?
I'm assuming that you really haven't spent a whole lot of time like with the students and with the school. Like they just think that you're an annoying person.
Cool. Okay, then I'm gonna position myself so that like the second they try to enter, I can like interrupt or trip somebody or something, right? Like I'm gonna be between. Like the second they move, they're gonna have to go past where I'm standing.
So the way that they're positioned, you would have to physically impose yourself to get in front of them, and they're not gonna allow that. You can get like directly behind them or beside them.
Beside them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do
Yeah,
that.
you can do that. And there are like 3 on your side and 2 on the other side where Vin is, where she heard some of that stuff. So, all right, Valken, are you ready for the final fight? Kasha against Valken. And even though that these fights were, however, rolled beforehand to save for time, you all rolled your stuff the last time and earlier today. So I will say, in this particular scenario, what we have here is if you win this fight, you win the tournament for Shoy Lake Academy. If you lose this fight, Silent Hand wins and they're going to try and kill you.
I
Yeah.
mean, they're gonna try to kill me either way, right?
It's
I
great.
feel like they're gonna try and kill him even if he does win.
Yeah, I was about to say that's the vibe I'm getting.
There's a death sentence awaiting.
Everybody calm down. Valken may or may not have a plan.
Kill him?
Okay.
I'm ready to roll initiative.
Same.
Okay.
Same.
Noted. I will say too, and since you recently picked this up, wouldn't hurt to mention it if the thought comes to your brain. Since you have subtle spell, Vin, one of the interesting features about subtle spell is when you cast a sorcery point, it doesn't require any somatic or verbal components, which means you don't say anything, you don't gesticulate your arms. Nobody knows you're casting a spell at all.
Cheat, but Duncan might not like that.
I feel like I respect Valken enough to not want to hinder a fight that's based on performance, because then secretly, like,
I wasn't suggesting you cheat.
me.
I'm just saying if y'all are getting ready for shit to go down, that is something new that you have. So
yeah, no, I've definitely thought about it, but like that's some shit that Vin might do. But also, like, she likes Valken as a friend and like isn't trying to
subtle cell cast something on one of them before the fight even begins.
But that's still cheating, right? Because
no, not on the people fighting him, on the people positioning in the crowd.
Now they will know something's cast on them.
Yeah.
They just won't know who or what, and they'll figure out what to do with it. But with that being said, I just wanted to point that out because it's fun.
Quick clarification. So if we're looking at most of the participants are young, right? There's not too many adult participants, right? It's just
there's some like Folis and you. Cash is probably like late teens. It's an array. It's like just students of the various like schools.
Okay, I'm just like wondering if something were to go down. I doubt the whole of Silent Hand team would be involved. Probably they're more mature students.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to clarify that's what was going on.
You're like, please don't poison a child on my behalf.
Yeah, they're Silent Hand. They're not like a bunch of like Short Lake Academy is a ragtag gang of a bunch of like kids and young adults and like some like late age teenagers. Silent Hand, they're all like fighting age, like young adults, like late like 18, 19, 20, whatever. Some of them are elves, so who knows.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, get an idea of what was going on.
Yeah, there's not like a age like bracket for this tournament. It just so happens that some of these schools do attract younger students, and especially Shoya Lake, where they specifically, a lot of the kids that take in are like orphans or people like urchins that have nowhere else to go, that kind of thing. That's kind of how Sensei Gin had done it.
Right. Okay.
So, with that being said, you make your way back to the center of the arena here. And you make your way to the center. And why don't we just all take a look here on the map. And I will pull you all in. This is how this is situated. This is the arena.
There's a lot more lava around the arena than I thought.
Oh yeah, it's one of those situations where like they could build it, but did they think about if they should build it that way? It was the hubris of the dwarves many centuries before the current populace living here.
That is not how my brain envisioned this at all.
Nope, not at all.
They have railings so that they don't fall in.
Oh, okay. Railings. Yay.
Whoa.
So into Emberholm, they walk these walkways all the time. So, but with that being said, you make your way enter, and Brightbeard, the sort of guild leader here, announces this being. Welcome everyone, this is the final fight of the martial arts tournament of Emberholm. I hope you've had an excellent time here and you have bought lots of food and drink and some of the merchandise. I hope it was to your liking, but it all comes down to an exciting turn of events. These two students, whoever wins this fight wins the whole tournament. And he sort of slaps you both on the shoulders. Very exciting, great stuff. This is great for business. Keep it up. And he sort of walks out and out into the middle of the crowd here. And go ahead.
I was gonna say, before we get to the fighting, once he the guy goes back and rejoins the crowd, Valken's gonna step towards the crowd and be like, let me just say thank you to Emberholm for this amazing fighting tournament. It's been an absolute blast entertaining the crowd. I hope everybody's having a good time. And I know one thing that happens at these tournaments That's a lot of betting. So I propose a bet for myself. And I turn towards where do I see Anelia?
You're talking about the sensei for the Silent Hand, Anelian?
Yeah, Anelia.
Sure.
And I just use my sword to point to her. Be like, Sensei Anelian, a bet. I lose the tournament. I give you the sword that you want so dearly. No questions asked, no fussing, no fighting. It's yours. I win. And we have a nice, peaceful chat in front of the entire crowd here about the whereabouts of my sensei. What say you?
Make a charisma roll.
Okay. I don't know if I'm good at this or not. I am not.
It would be a persuasion in this particular case.
Persuasion.
Can I help and give like assistance and like be like, yeah, Valken, let's go, that's a great one, and just like hype up the crowd so he has a
advantage. So you definitely can. You don't even just spend that because you will get advantage from Vin because she's hyping up the crowd, and by doing this, it's sort of putting pressure on Anelia.
That was kind of my purpose too when I was talking about betting and
so trying to save face.
Okay. Persuasion.
With advantage.
14.
Is not enough to persuade her.
In this instance, could I use Bend of Luck?
You sure can.
What does that do?
I roll a dice and I can do +4. Well, up to +4. I gotta find the stinking dice.
You can do that on other people's roll?
I can do that
Bend
to
of luck to other people. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I can. Anybody I can see. A +2.
Cool.
+2.
Cool.
That's 16.
16 is enough. So she looks in the crowd just like, do it. Ah! And she looks at everyone and just raises her hand. And the crowd starts to just become silent. If by some miraculous event you do win this match, sure, we can have a chat. But unfortunately for you, that will never happen, and that sword is mine.
Whoa! You hear Bryn?
Boo, you stink! In the background.
You heard it, folks. The bet's on. So let's fight.
As you walk back to, face your opponent as normally do as customary, Kasha whispers to you, I'm going to pry that sword from your cold, dead fingers.
Get her, Valken. Get Kasha.
She just smiles at you in like an insidious sort of way. This is going to be fun.
Oh, I hope so.
And you both bow to each other. You take your places, you back away, and roll initiative because we are fighting, sir.
Okay. N.
A 10?
Mm-hmm.
Let me remember how to do numbers here. A 10. Kasha. Oh, man. She rolled a natural 1. But I'm trying to figure out what...
she did.
Yeah, so you're going to go first.
Okay. And this is just
It's her
straight up
natural
combat?
1 gives her 9.
Boy, quite the initiative. And this is just straight up combat, huh?
This is just combat. And to
Okay.
sort of let you know, since you would have known this ahead of time, this is anything goes. Weapons, armor, whatever you got, do it. This is like a free-for-all melee with weapons.
Okay, I'm gonna do something I haven't done yet.
Normally stopping short of killing someone, usually.
I'm gonna do something I haven't done yet.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna flavor this in this way because I've been playing a lot of Devil May Cry lately,
Sure.
and so you've seen Valken call the dark entity from his sword to fight alongside him,
Mhm.
but you've not seen the opposite, where Valken infuses himself with the spirit. So, to start things off, Valken raises up the sword, flips the blade around towards himself, and looks like he stabs himself in the chest.
Mm-hmm.
What you see as it does this, instead of bleeding, there's a sort of dark, sort of blackish red wispiness that surrounds the sword where the sword went in, and then the entire sword turns this and disappears inside of Valken. And I'm going to use the feature of the sword that imbues me with
Stuff that you don't know what it does yet.
stuff that I don't know what it does yet.
You don't know what
So
it does?
the power sort of enters into you, and you see sort of that wispiness that normally of that would come out of the sword to assist you. Instead, it is sort of taken in inside of you. So for the next minute, your speed is doubled. You gain a +2 bonus to AC.
Oh,
You have advantage on dexterity saving throws.
that's great.
And you also gain an additional action on each of your turns. This action can be used to take one weapon attack, to dash, disengage, hide, or use an object. Essentially, you have haste.
Oh, very nice. Perfect, actually. So once that happens, you just see sort of a slight reddish flicker in Valken's eyes briefly, and then he, in sort of blinding speed, closes the gap between him and Kasia.
Sure.
And he's going to take strikes.
Yep, I pasted what haste is, the link to it for you in case you want to refer to it. But essentially, you have your normal attack, which is, so this is your bonus action to activate this, essentially.
Okay.
You use your action, you have your normal action, which is 2 attacks. And then you also get a third one where you can attack again because of haste. Plus all the extra, remember your AC's increase and all that, so.
So basically, normal action, second or extra action from this power, and then but no bonus action this time.
Correct, because you used it to activate the sword. for
Okay.
this.
So, kind of sword back in hand, he's gonna take some strikes at Kasia.
Okay. Trying to figure out how to use this dang old stuff. Okay, so go ahead and make your attack rolls.
All right, first attack. Probably not gonna land. That's only That's only a 14.
Misses. She sidesteps your first attack.
Okay. Second attack. Better is 18 plus 9.
That does hit.
Okay. Damage. Let's see. That's 10 damage on that strike.
10 damage. All right.
I would like to use a key point to try and make that a stunning strike.
Okay, go for it.
And
I need to make a Constitution saving throw.
yes.
And 18. No, 22.
Yeah. They make it. So.
Mm-hmm.
And with that extra action, what was it? It was attack, disengage, item usage. Was the
Attack with one weapon attack only, dash, disengage, hide, or
Dash.
use an object.
Yeah, we'll just go for another attack.
Okay.
It's one attack. 17 plus 9.
That hits.
And damage on this one is 8.
8 damage. Okay. You're landing some strikes, and it's definitely hurting them. But they've got plenty of fight left in them. Okay. Cash's turn. They're going to strike you, and they're using a staff, essentially. 26 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
The damage is 8 damage to you, bludgeoning. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Check something real fast here.
You got +2 against him.
Okay, con save.
Uh-huh.
Not good. That's 1.
Roll a d4.
4. Okay, I rolled 2.
You lose 2 key points. She
Okay.
strikes you with her staff as you're trying to block, and it gets through underneath your rib. It's too late before you can get out of the way. As part of that attack, she reaches out and sort of grabs on your chest, and then almost feels like she's ripping a part of you like out, and you immediately feel that effect that it's weakening you.
Okay.
Those key points are completely expended.
Neat.
Second attack. Second attack is gonna miss though. So she swipes again, and you move out of the way. As her bow staff sort of flies past you.
Yeah.
And a bonus action is gonna try and punch you. That is going to be a 16. Does that currently hit you?
That misses with my bonus.
Misses you. Perfect. Yeah. So she goes, and you move out of the way, able to block her attack. Your turn.
Okay. I just kind of, after dodging the second 2 attacks, I just kind of ready my next attack and just say, that's a nasty little technique you got there.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Oh, and you haven't seen what I can do. And I'm gonna go in for some more strikes. All right. First one is a that's 17 total.
A 17 just hits.
Oof. Okay. Damage on that is 10.
Okay.
Second attack is it's 23.
It hits.
Okay. Give me good damage. 9 damage on that one.
Okay.
And I am going to expend the key point myself for patient defense. Once
Gotcha.
again, being wary of those strikes.
Okay. Back to Cash's turn. She sort of looks at you and tries to maneuver around you. Just says you're not just standing in and duking it out. Because monks are cooler than that.
Yep.
And she looks at you and spins her bow staff, and you're sort of anticipating waiting for her to do something similar she did last time. Make a, well, let's see first. Defense, you avoided a crit, which is very good for you. But they still rolled an 18. So
Okay, that does it.
So they take their bow staff and then look like they're going to reach and hit you in the ribs. And then from then you see her sort of grab sort of under your chin and pull like at your throat. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I'm gonna expend inspiration if I can on this. Or
Go for it.
Which is fantastic. I did because I rolled a 20.
You rolled a 20. Okay, so you do succeed on this saving throw. And what you feel happened to you is almost that energy is where energy was being stolen from you on your key. Energy is being transferred to you. It's just wrong. It's corrupted. It's not key. It's something more necrotic than that. You take 20 necrotic damage.
Okay.
Like I said, very good that you avoided that crit and made your save.
See something. Okay, never mind. I was looking to see if maybe I had something for that, but it's not a disease or poison, so I'm fine. It counts.
Alrighty. And then that's going to be their action. And their bonus action, they're going to use martial arts. Just try a spitting kick against you. They rolled a 13 and a 15. So that still does hit you. That was on the dice, sorry. So it's 21. It's going to hit.
Yeah.
You take an additional 9 damage.
Okay.
And I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Again? Con save, that's 19.
Okay. You feel as though a very familiar, it's a technique that you're familiar with. Finally, you understand what's happening. You narrowly escape them being able to stun you.
Oh, narrowly, eh? Okay. It's a 19.
Mm-hmm. All right. Valken, it is your turn.
Okay. Boy, oh boy. Right. Let's do this thing then. To flavor this up again, similar to what she did with me, I'm gonna reposition myself to the opposite side of her. So just flip-flopping, and in a similar move to what I did to the other guy, where I kind of utilize their body as sort of a vault, and then just kind of like roll over them to try and throw them off. And I'm gonna take a strike.
Okay, go for it.
That is and 13 plus 9.
That does hit.
Okay. That's 10 points on that, and I'm going to expend 1 key point. Try and
So
make
10
that-
damage?
Yes. And to
Okay.
try and make that a stunning strike. They need to
All
beat.
right.
They need to beat. What is it with my belt? Something and something. Whatever my DC is a +2 to that. So
You know what your DC is?
that's why I'm trying to find it right now. It's not really high. They need to beat a 15.
All right, they rolled a 15. Exactly. Close.
Okay, second attack is 14 plus 9.
That hits.
Let's get some better damage here. Yeah, that is indeed better damage. 15 on that.
15. Okay. She's looking a little winded. Definitely not as effortless as she had looked against some of the other foes throughout the tournament. So you're doing damage, but she's very skilled. Probably one of the most skilled that you face as far as martial artists come.
As a bonus action, how high would you say this pillar is in the middle?
10 feet.
Okay. As a bonus action, I will utilize another key point and do patient defense once again.
Okay. Patient defense.
Let's hope it works.
Okay. Back over to Kasha. First attack with disadvantage. An 18 and an 8, which misses you. So patient defense works in your favor that time.
Okay.
Second attack. That is a 27 and a 21. Second one does hit. You are going to take 11 bludgeoning damage. And they are going to spend, well, they're going to do something anyway. And you're going to take an additional 4 necrotic damage on top of that. As something, you're not sure what's happening, but there's some weird energy things going on here. We're taking energy from you, giving you some very bad necrotic energy, and then utilizing necrotic energy to damage you. This is sort of like nothing you've ever heard of for any sort of monk or martial artist or school.
Okay.
Very rare. Bonus action. Martial arts. And they miss thanks to your patient defense.
Nice.
Gonna maneuver their way sort of around you. Falcon.
All right.
How you looking, Falcon?
They're definitely causing some damage.
You're still standing though? You're okay?
I'm still standing for now.
He's definitely bloodied. We'll say that. He's not quite like staggered and out of the fight, but things are looking tough. She's not, out of the weeds either, but all right, your turn.
Okay. Utilizing his training and his technique that he's developed as Falcon moves in for a strike. This is just flavor, by the way.
Sure.
The way he moves is quick, and it's almost unpredictable as he's kind of weaving back and forth as he's approaching, and it's kind of hard to follow exactly what he's gonna do until he lets out a sideways slash towards her leg. All right, that's 14 plus 9.
It hits.
8 damage. Good, please. It's not great. 8.
Okay.
Second attack. Oh, all right, never mind. Second attack. Natural 1. Way.
This.
Yep. All right, and as a bonus action, I will.
Things are about to get real hairy.
As a bonus action, I'm going to expend my last key point.
Okay. 4.
Flurry of blows.
Okay, go for it.
All right. That's 19.
That
plus
hits.
a number. Okay, damage on that is 8.
Okay.
Second one. Is only a 2.
That misses.
Utilizing flurry of blows, I am going to. I don't know what. I'm going to use the disengaged function of that.
Yeah.
To. This is not going to do anything, but it's just for fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to disengage, but you just see Valken squat down real low and then launch himself up into the air with a backflip, and he's going to land on top of the pillar in the middle.
Okay. You just pick a square. So,
Yeah,
but I see what
there.
you're saying. Gotcha. Okay, so you land up there, and is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay. Okay. She looks to you and goes to follow, and she, instead of backflips, she runs directly head on and kicks off one side, and then front flips onto the pillar here, landing in front of you.
As she lands, I just real quickly say before she lets out an attack or something, be like, if this is the end, then why don't we make it a little bit exciting for the crowd, huh?
Will. You notice that she had centered herself, and some of that sort of necrotic energy is sort of radiating about her, similarly to when it did earlier when she had grabbed under your throat.
Mm-hmm.
She attacks you and rolls 19 for a total of 27.
Is that damage or is that the hit?
That's to hit you.
Okay.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
scared.
Only 10.
Only 10. Okay. Do you have inspiration or anything you want to use? I guess it's too late to ask now, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so you sort of steel yourself, sort of ready for this attack to come to you, and you feel as though you've got a little bit of extra sort of resolve left in you that to sort of try and steel yourself for this blow. But it's not enough. Falcon, you take 38 necrotic damage.
That's a lot of damage. You just see, you see, Falcon, even though he tries to dodge, this person doing whatever they do still hits him, and he basically goes flying off the pillar, landing, I don't know, let's say right about next to that torch, just on his back. And he is out.
She does the similar move and grabs up under your throat and just basically necrotic energy just filling from her hand, just like transferring it to you, causing, think of it as almost like a negative key energy. Basically, not necessarily, I don't want to use the word poisoning because that's not what it's doing, but bringing in negative necrotic energy into your body. And as Falcon falls, you see his sort of veins start to run black. His skin starts to turn just a very pale in color.
I have a question. Is that like this is a martial arts tournament, so whatever she's doing right now with the necrotic energy is clearly not kosher, right?
So the rules for this are anything goes short of killing someone.
Okay, but she's killing him.
At this point, Falcon is knocked out. He is at 0 hit points. The crowd cheers. People are yelling, the tournament is over, this brand new school has won. She begins marching to Falcon's body. Would anyone like to do anything?
Yeah, I want to move.
Okay.
I want to move. I want to climb up on those little wall things and move around the crowd. So I'm just going to be like, whoop, and then start running over it to get over there faster. I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay. What
And
I'm
if
going...
they try to do anything, I'll take the attack of opportunity.
Yeah, they're going to use an attack of opportunity to try and grapple you.
Okay.
So that is 3 of them trying to stop you. So
3?
yeah, there's 3 of them right here. That's
I'm
why
at
they
the bottom
position
of the
themselves.
map. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep, so you're here, Bryn is here. All right, make a first athletics roll for me.
Okay, hold on one second. I'm looking to see if I have any
Or
reactions
acrobatics.
that I want to use.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use a reaction in this situation? If they try
Yeah,
to
you
grapple
can use
me?
a reaction.
Okay, can I use a bonus action? I would have
Yeah,
had
it's
to use it
your
before.
turn. This is essentially your
It's
turn,
my turn
right now.
Okay.
Things are getting weird, but
Yeah, because I wanted to use Frost Rune. Sorry. I should have said that beforehand, right?
so tell me what you're
It's a-
going to do. Like, just
It's
let me
a
know
bonus
what's
action
happening.
to invoke my Frost Rune.
So what are you doing with it? I don't
And
know what
I'm
that
going to
means.
use it to gain +2 to bonus to all my ability checks and saving throws that use Strength or Con.
Cool.
So I'm going to see them start to moving, and as I'm like running along the wall, I'm going to have like the rune that's like on my glove like starts to light up
Uh-huh.
and start casting that. And then the first athletics is
You can use athletics
Ooh.
or acrobatics, whichever is better for you. Because they're trying to grapple you.
I failed. I rolled a natural one.
Okay, they rolled an 11.
Does it matter what my total would have been?
Yeah. It does. Natural ones don't automatically fail for skill checks.
It would have been 9. So it's...
Not enough. You were grabbed by Onrin, so your movement is stopped. Things are getting a little hinky here since we're turn, not turn stuff, but this is all kind of happening all at once. So anything you'd like to do here? She's walking over and people think that she's going to taunt him, rub it in his face, whatever.
Action.
Huh? Oh, I know. I
still have my action, right?
know. I'm just painting the scene for you. So
no. You telling me that made me realize I can still do something. So that's cool.
And now she's raised her bow staff over him in a threatening manner.
She's gonna hit him.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do?
I'm going to.
I'm just putting you next in initiative.
I'm grappled, and I'm gonna use my once daily thing to cast one of my old spells, and I'm gonna take my shield and I'm gonna cast catapult and throw it at her.
Okay, go for it.
And if possible, my goal is actually just to knock her weapon out of her hands. But that's probably gonna depend on how well I hit.
If she fails, or if she fails her save, then I will do that in lieu of damaging her.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the roll? Does she needs to make a dexterity? Is it?
It's been a while since I've used this one. It's catapult technically, so it's gonna be a dex save.
Holy shit!
No.
She rolled a natural 1, which means that her total roll is an 11.
She fails.
She fails.
She fails.
Okay, you hurl your shield, like fucking Captain America, across, knowing that you can't return it now. You throw it, sacrificing your own defense, knocking the bow staff out of her hand.
Yeah, I don't want it to hurt a little bit. Like it kind of hurts her wrist a little.
It's like when you swing a baseball bat and it hits the wrong part of the bat and your hands hurt. That's kind of how it feels to her. And it's knocked over out of her hand, and the stone's behind. And she just looks at you and then raises her fist. It's not happening yet.
Well,
I'm just giving you flavor. They're monks.
Gotcha.
So you took away their weapon. Okay.
Yeah, she took away one weapon, but she still has 2 more.
Yeah. Would anyone else like to do anything?
Now are we in initiative or no?
I'm basically asking if Vin wants to do something now before initiative starts.
I have a reaction, but I want to give Vin a chance first.
Yeah, I messaged you, Max.
Did you?
But I guess I'll just say it.
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Sorry, it didn't pop up the thing for me.
Oh, that's okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna look at some stuff real quick.
So I just want to let everybody know that I have a couple good ideas for a new character.
I was not expecting that. Oh my god.
Let's see.
You're like, I'm not mad, but
okay. Okay, this is a saving throw. What's your DC? They rolled a 19.
I'm gonna do the thing.
Okay. Let me know what that's gonna reduce it by.
I'm messaging.
Roll a d4.
Mm,
Okay. Let me take a look here. Perfect. What would you like her to do?
I'm gonna type it out to you.
Sure. You see her raise her fist over Valken's sort of unconscious body, and then ready to strike. And as she does so, she stops and sort of looks around. Let me look here.
That's allowed. Otherwise, the first one.
The second one is.
Okay.
So she moves over here away from Valken. Grabs Bryn's shield. Doesn't equip it. And just tosses it back over to you. Just throws it to you.
Amazing. Amazing.
And then I believe that she gets prone and does a couple somersaults back this direction.
No.
That's amazing.
I'm so happy right now.
Very strange behavior.
Oh my god.
Just putting you all in initiative order when things happen, just to make sense of it. Okay. With that, Arsenio, seeing what's going on, is going to enter the fray. He's going to move over to you, Valken. Hop the fence. And he's just going to stomp you, essentially. And I just need to look up the rules on this. And you see none of the other students in the Silent Hand are acting. They're looking at each other and seeing what he's doing. Vin, in which you've relayed to them, you know that Kasha and Rocinio are trying to kill Valken. You don't know what the other students are doing, and they're waiting. Not sure what's happening.
It's an auto crit, right?
It's not going to hit you because I'm going to use my reaction. Just if that saves
So
anybody some
they have
time.
advantage on the attack. They rolled a 3, and then a 15 plus 8, so a 3, so total of 9 and an 18. Mind you, since you're unconscious, you're no longer under haste, by the way.
Yeah, I was
That
gonna
stuff's
ask, what does the thing like leave my body now and go back into the sword, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if maybe he
So-
could like puppeteer my body and fight for me or something.
This is going to hit Valken.
Okay, I'm using my reaction and I'm going to redirect that
Did-
using my cloud rune,
Did you use your reaction?
which is the one on my palm. I did not. I used a bonus action and an action. I just used them wonkily because we weren't in like a normal initiative. And I used a movement that didn't really
So was the
happen.
bonus action to increase your saves? Or your rune?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. So you're redirecting the attack to whom?
Can I redirect it to the guy that's trying to hit him?
So back to the person that's doing it?
It says, oh, other than the attacker,
Huh? Within what range?
within range, and the other people aren't doing anything. Like the other students aren't part of this, right?
They haven't done anything offensive at this point.
So then I'll do myself. I'm the only option.
Okay. So once short rest, when you or a creature you can see within 30 feet of you is hit by an attack roll. So he's within 30. You can use your reaction to choose a different creature other than the attacker within 30 feet of you. Okay, so yeah, so you're gonna take 11 bludgeoning damage. And sort of his foot stops, and then you just feel your gut kind of just get kicked in.
Yeah,
At
I'm
this
just standing there
point-
with my hand held out, and I'm like, ugh.
At this point, all hell breaks loose. Pandemonium. People are yelling and screaming, seeing that they're trying to kill this poor guy, right? This isn't fun anymore. So what's gonna happen? Top of the round, guards are going to descend upon the arena. For all intents and purposes, without sort of drawing this out, once this sort of gets real for them, their plan was to get in there, do it quick, grab the sword, and leave. At this point, it's becoming untenable for them. They're going to leave. They're going to leave Valken and the sword.
So they're
I mean, we wanna
not
try and
grabbing
stop him.
the sword from him.
I heard what you said. So they can't grab it from him.
Gotcha.
It's cursed.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
He's not
yeah.
dead. He's unconscious.
Yeah,
They're
so
dumb. He said he'd
I
give it to him if they hadn't tried to kill him.
Yeah, I was kind of like, I said that not knowing if I was even a thing I could do, knowing
You can't.
what the curse is.
You can't.
Amazing.
What were you asking, by the way? What was Brent asking?
Oh, I was just saying, like, we're gonna try to stop the two murderers from leaving. Of course.
Okay.
Tempted.
I mean, you
Murderer.
look dead to me, so whatever.
So at this point,
To be determined.
to
A
be
legend.
fair, at this point, the only person that has actually done anything wrong, maybe Racinial. Because he was trying to attack Valken when he was down.
No, she tried to attack him when he was down. She had the thing and I knocked it out of her hand. Everyone saw that.
So she didn't attack him, and then she rolled away and somersaulted and the shield back at you. So
That's,
she didn't
that's
attack.
fair. That's some mixed
just to kind
messaging
of put this into
going on.
perspective. So here's what's gonna happen.
The crowd's like,
Here's what's gonna happen here for the sake of brevity, because the last thing I want is a big melee with a whole bunch of stuff going on here. That's not what the intent of this is. Kasia is gonna rejoin the rest of her students. Racinial is essentially going to give up and get taken into custody at this point for rushing in and trying to essentially assault Valken while he was down. Is there anything that you wanted to do at this point to counteract any of that, or anything that you want to accomplish at this point? Either Bryn or Vin.
I mean, I was just, if we could stop them from escaping, that's all I was saying. Like, I don't
Racinial's
want.
not going to escape. He's giving up.
Okay.
This guy, the Stompy Boy, is going to give up.
Okay.
So we'll.
And then what if the girl didn't go back to her tribe or dojo?
Yeah, so she needs to make some saving throws and some stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna play this a little loosey goosey because we're not combat. It's kind of nebulous at the moment. But does she get a saving throw each turn for wisdom?
Let me
She failed
check.
it. Doesn't matter. So what would you like her to do?
Well, is at this point is the crowd dispersed?
It's pandemonium. People are running and like getting out of there. So you've got
And
a
is-
minute left or a little less than a minute for this dominate person. So is there anything you want her to accomplish?
Well, I guess I wanted time with Bryn and I to go and like question her and be like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if if that is within the parameters.
Let's see. You have a telepathic link. You can issue commands to them.
Oh, that's right. So I can just be like, what are you doing? Like, tell me about this sword and why you want it so bad.
Oh, it's telepathic. Can they speak back through it then? It's like
not
two-way?
like it's not a telepathic the telepathic link is you can give her commands, but you also have message,
Okay.
so you could telepathically talk to her too if you wanted to.
Oh, so you could do message. Okay. Yeah.
So you
I'll
specify
do
a
that.
simple and general course of actions for something for her to do.
She doesn't have to well, could you make her
With dominate
make
person,
her-
she has to respond.
I was gonna say, could you make her respond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'll do the message
Cool.
situation.
Sure. What do you want to ask her?
Just
you can make
that.
her respond, but you can't make her tell you necessarily. So it's not a truth serum, but
Tell me what you want with this sword. Why is it so important?
so, and she sort of looks around and says, "What do you care? It's been in our school for generations and was taken from us.
Yeah, well, tell me about that.
It belongs to us. That's all that matters."
I mean, I feel like you're about to kill somebody over a sword. I think it matters.
It is a precious artifact that was stolen from us. We would do anything to get it back.
Who stole it?
Falcon's sensei.
Where is he? The sensei.
If I knew that, then I could kill him. But I don't, so I can't.
Does anyone know where he is?
I'm sure someone does. We'll find him
Why did he steal it?
because he was weak.
Oh, I feel like someone stealing something really precious like that is not a weak move. So maybe you guys were weak?
What is it that you want?
I want to know more about this sword, man. I feel like the longer you take to tell me, the more I'm just gonna bother you about it.
Well, why don't you ask Falcon about it? I'm sure he knows everything by now.
I don't think he does.
Pity.
Are you implying the sword could give us more information?
To your point, none of y'all have looked into this shit really, since he
No,
except for
we're
one.
really
So-
good at not looking into
He's
things.
been holding on. Well, he's been holding on to the sword and not using its abilities for weeks. So we don't know
I
anything.
mean, to be fair.
Falcon, make a
Our
death
combat-
saving throw.
Oh yeah. Let me get my dice back out here. What dice is it actually?
D20.
Oh. 13.
You succeed. At this point, the crowd's rushed in. The artificers have healed you, and you're no longer unconscious. And Raciniel is remanded into custody of the Ram Crown Federation at this point.
So would
And
you
then-
say I have like 1 HP right now or something?
Yep, you do. You're stabilized.
And then I'd like to ask, what does your school want with the sword? What's the purpose of it?
Power.
Over what?
Whatever we want.
I mean, you already won the tournament. I don't know what other power you want.
I don't care about the tournament. I care about the sword.
What does the sword do that makes someone so powerful with it?
Power within it, the entity that resides in it, wields immense power. In the right hands, could be potentially unstoppable.
I feel like that would be the wrong hands, but what do I know?
They rolled a natural 20 on their saving throw. And they sort of come to their senses and look to see who the fuck was talking in their mind and making them respond.
And I'm looking down at the lava, not even like
Yeah.
giving him a time of day.
And returns to the rest of the school, and they unceremoniously leave Racinial on his own.
Whoa.
Is there anything that you all would like to do?
Well, not me, because I'm barely conscious.
I mean, I'm
Bryn
gonna go
should do
heal.
some-
Yeah, I'm
Here
gonna
we
go
go.
get Valkan. I'm gonna give him some heal. They've already healed him technically back to full, I think. I'm
Just
just
got him
gonna
stabilized.
They
He's 1
healed him to
HP.
one.
stabilized. Okay, I'm gonna go and give him. I'm gonna be like, Valkan, you should have listened to me next time we were doing a blood milkshake, and then I'm gonna give him some healing tonic, and I'll roll for your health points for that. Just give me a second.
So after all the shit that goes on and things start to quiet down, Valken is being healed. The rest of the Silent Hand GTFOs essentially, they missed their opportunity to get in and get out and get it with as little problem as they could. So they're not taking the risk of endangering their entire school as they leave Racinial behind to essentially take the fall.
20.
A 20 for what? Oh, HP?
Valkan gets 20 HP back.
Sweet.
Okay. So in this aftermath, by technicality, judging from the actions of the Silent Hand from Racinial, they have disqualified Silent Hand from the tournament, which leads to the Shoya Lake Academy taking first place. So while it's sort of a bittersweet victory for the school, it is a victory nonetheless, as they are given the large jewel encrusted in gold, platinum, various metals trophy, which is to serve as their sort of prize, as well as their monetary prize that is worth quite a bit. And in the aftermath of what happened on the sort of square in the guild's level, this concludes the tournament. So you won.
That was fun.
With that being said, Emma, of course, rushes to your side and helps the artificers as much as they can. She says to you, well, at least I saw you in trouble this time.
Yeah, it was a bit rough. I'm alive, right? Think
There's
so?
sort of the blackness in the veins sort of receding as you're being healed. Your color returning to normal.
I'm fine. You should be celebrating with the kids, I guess. I mean, we won, right? I don't know. I feel like I lost, though.
No, you did just fine.
I need a nap.
And she does the sort of awkward thing where, like, right after any fight, you know, they hug you and it hurts. And they realize they're hurting you as they're sort of working on you. As she's making sure that you're all right. Vin, Zunde comes up behind you, and you hear in your mind, "Come with me, child."
I look behind and follow. And I don't like say anything to Bryn or Valken that I'm leaving.
And
I like to think that Ron went to get like food somewhere and was stuck in a really long line and missed the entire fight.
Just like went to the bathroom line.
Yeah.
Oh, Bryn had all that food, but I think I lost it all when the fighting began. I had food for you, but it's probably on the ground. I'll tell Velkin then. Velkin, I got you some food, but I dropped it. Sorry.
So she leads you to sort of small sort of like small hole in the wall sort of sparring area, leads you to the back into a circle, magic runes on the ground, and takes your hand and leads you inside. In an instant, you are somewhere else, top of a very, very, very tall mountain, in the middle of sort of this almost like fortress, but you're not sure. It's laid out. There's training areas. There are like training mats, but there are pyres, ice, walls around it made of ice. It's cold. It's snowing. She leads you inside into sort of this large citadel at the top of the mountain. Believe that you wanted something from me.
Yes.
She leads you in sort of this large receiving chamber. In the sides, there are sort of depressions in the walls with various items, artifacts, and she hands you a sort of small, sort of engraving or like a figurine almost, and looks like it's made of glass, as is a sort of like prismatic as lights are sort of refracted off of it. And she hands it to you. And when she hands it to you, it's cold to the touch. It's not glass, it's ice. I saw what you did to help your friends. You need this more than I do, if I'm right in thinking what you need this for. Keep it with you. She closes your hand and takes you back to the circle, and you're back where you left. And you notice as you carry this figurine, it doesn't melt. It stays cold. It stays intact. And it is yours, which I believe meets the requirements of something that you would like.
Yeah. And she's gone. She's not like anywhere to be found.
Nope.
I like and looking all around like, what? Where am I? And then like kind of burst into tears and fall knees to the ground.
And as you all end your time here in Emberholm, make your way back to Tustin without any issues. Quite a bit of time has passed, and you see old man Taryn Van doing his best with what little guild members he has left, cleaning up the guild house. And he says to you all, "Oh good, you're just in time. The contract, I have news. That's where we'll begin our session next evening, or next time, I should say." So,
Wow.
Thank you all for playing. I hope you all enjoyed it. And let's do some MVP voting and some shout outs.
Man, that was tough.
Yeah. All right, vote for the MVP in the chat, and then we'll get an inspiration. And then we're gonna start with Bunny Dreadful. She's an artist extraordinaire.
Hi, I'm Bunny Dreadful. I'm not really streaming right now besides this because we're in the process of moving. So things are a little crazy, but just throw me a follow if you want to know when I go live. I do D&D character art. I did all the art for this show. So if you like it, yeah, come hang out. Thanks.
Okay. Up next is going to be Mac and Cheese, please.
Hi, mac and cheese, please. Sorry, my audio doesn't sound very good right now. It's very hot, and I don't have air conditioning, so I have a fan on me. I have potato hot brain and can't think of words. So I make YouTube videos about Minecraft on the YouTube. YouTube.com/mac and cheese, please. Okay, bye.
There you go. Follow links in the chat.
Yeah.
Potato hot brain or not. Last but not least, Virtual Spectre.
Yes, that's me. I stream here on Twitch. I play a lot of video games, from RPGs to action games to MMOs. And tomorrow, doing Final Fantasy 14 because I've been kind of neglecting that game, and there's a lot I need to do, and it's gonna be fun. So come hang out. Thanks.
Yay. Hi, it's me. I'm Max, and this is my channel. We play D&D. Next week, it's exciting. We're gonna have a guest on the channel to play D&D with us. So I'm very excited about this. Pay attention to the socials so you can see what's going on. We can have some fun and figure out if you can guess what their class is gonna be and a lot of other fun things and win some stuff. So that should be interesting. But as always, couchthekitchens.com. Go visit. You can find all sorts of cool stuff like our merch, social media, Patreon, all those things. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching tonight. I hope you had fun. Hope you liked the tournament. And make sure to vaccinated, wash your hands, pet cute animals, do donuts, not drugs. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.